So, what does it take to build a successful brand?
Oh, that's like a loaded
Yeah,
question.
yeah. So, I came across an interesting organization.
Yeah.
It's called Brand Africa, and they noticed that the brands that Africans desire
Yeah.
are not African brands. So they do this thing annually where they get Africans to vote for their top brands.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that from the list of 100 brands, only 17 of those brands were African brands.
Wow. And
Yeah.
who was like that? Who was the top brand?
Nike was the top brand for the 4th consecutive year.
I'm sort of not surprised.
Yeah.
Though that Nike was
Yeah.
the first brand. Because you think of Nike and like their brand campaigns, not just like outdoor, but also like social media, like they're captivating.
Yeah, it's
and also
no
there's
secret
also,
that Nike has got their branding, on lockdown.
Yeah.
But for me, what surprised me was that not even 25 or like 40 brands, it's 17. That's like 20%, almost 20% of the brands were African brands. And these are Africans voting for these brands. So this desire to, embrace brands that are not made by our own is what didn't surprise me too much, but I was shocked by the size of the list, And what I also found interesting was that South Africa was the leading brand building country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think maybe it's don't you think there's a issue of like brand recognition and also, like the Zambian in me sometimes, like we don't support local.
Yeah.
We support like the international brand.
We have more trust and loyalty towards like foreign brands.
Yeah.
It is a complex that we have as Africans, but if you look at what, especially in this time and age, when you look at how...
Why do you think that is? Why do we have this sort of negative approach to our own brand?
Yeah.
I think maybe because we don't celebrate our own, I think.
Yeah. I think it comes from way back. Culturally, we used to appreciate, if you go back to like, I will be revealing my age a little bit here.
Yeah.
But if you look at like back in the day, when our moms would be going for like kitchen parties and whatnot, people would be dressed in chitenge outfits. That was like your best attire. But if you look at a kitchen party today, everyone's dressed in fascinators and all these Western inspired
sort of giving
outfits.
Giving the ascot vibes.
Yeah, so we used to embrace our own because foreign brands weren't as available, and when foreign brands became available, it became like a status symbol. You no longer use the soap that was made locally because brands like that. You had all these local brands that were embraced, and then when now foreign brands were allowed to come in, it became like, so, but also I think there is a space for businesses in Africa to sort of start to build brands that are more desirable. I think there's a gap there in businesses building brands that are captivating and, make that connection with the audience. And
I think there's some great brands already doing that. Even in the Zambian market, if you think about
Trade Kings,
how like
Kings
boom,
literally revolutionized how we, every single household now.
Is using Boom. And look at how like they've dominated the market, like with Batra. And so I think there's lots of African brands who are doing great things. They just need to be celebrated more.
But as looking at the size of the business as well, it's also something, in as much as it's great to build a brand, I think we also need to look at the capabilities, especially when you look at small to medium-sized businesses. I think...
Is that what you're talking about?
Not necessarily the end product, but sort of how do we build this connection that goes beyond just a product. So it's helping like SMEs build a connection with their audience that goes beyond just oh, I'm selling clothes, or oh, I'm selling, especially with the smaller to medium-sized businesses. I think with the larger organizations, they have like the budget and, you know, they can easily hire like a marketing agency to do that.
Yeah, but I think on that point though, there's some African brands, or even not just African brands, who have great brand campaigns, great brand stories, but their products, like, so for example, if you think of like an internet service provider or like in telecoms, right? You've got a great brand campaign, but your service
leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, a lot to be desired. So I think, when you look at SMEs and capabilities, right? I think if they get their product right, as well as tell their brand story, I think definitely they do have a chance at, getting out there, getting their share of the market. More. Yeah.
I think with when you look at like product quality and the like, it speaks a lot of like the brand experience. It's not thinking through the brand experience in a very thorough and strategic way. Because if I market myself really well, and I tell you, oh, this product would do amazing things, and the product fails to deliver what I spoke to you about, it's the quickest way to kill your product. It's the quickest way to kill a product if you have great marketing, but the experience, lacks or doesn't meet that, that excitement that you, in a consumer.
Okay. So I think we sort of touched on
but it's a loaded question. It's something that we'll continue to unpack. And it's something that even when we met, maybe we can speak a bit about our story. It's something that drew us closer together, actually. We actually met in university, at Monash University, and we were both marketing students. And we were so fascinated with the idea of building a brand, what it takes for your brand to actually be successful. We would look at different brand campaigns. And
it was so funny how when we'd go out, eat, have a lunch date and like, oh, I'll be looking at like, oh, can you hear the music?
Yeah, we would literally be analyzing all these different brand touch points and
or how like, oh, when you go to like, let's say for example, a restaurant, like the music is like, oh, can you see that the music is it on brand? Like the music is slow.
Is the menu,
but when you go to KFC or McDonald's, like the music was upbeat. So like we'd notice all those like little things. So
and it's we'll speak about it more as we continue to unpack different things about brand building and communicating. But it's something that we thought, oh, maybe we should start a podcast and just speak about what we notice, especially
in the African African marketing landscape, and how you can build your brand on social media as well. And
and just give you guys our take
in 10
minutes, hopefully. Give you guys our take on different marketing topics and brand building topics, and how to build your audience and communicate your brand online, and
look at great brand experiences for your consumers.
And look at various marketing campaigns and African brands and what they're doing and how they're doing it. And just have a good time chatting about what makes a brand successful.
So join our community of enthusiastic entrepreneurs doing great things. So I'm Natasha Mwanza, founder and director at Heroic Marketing.
I'm Lungu Kapesa, founder and lead strategist at Wildman Branding.
This is our Take in 10.